Morning, friends. This is the harvest from the garden this morning. We're going to be canning tomatoes this afternoon. Darlene's been out picking tomatoes. I moved in from outside. I like to take the pictures outside, but it's thundering outside and rain. A little easier to do it in the kitchen. This is before the canning starts. And our subject this morning is food. We've had many health seminars that were for people that were trying to lose weight. Obesity is a real problem today, in society. I remember one time we had several ladies, they were all overweight. They came to the program, they were there to lose weight, find a way to get a healthy lifestyle, shed a few pounds, get the cholesterol down, HDL up, LDL down, trying to get their numbers right because numbers never lie. And we sat down. It's a lecture room we had. I was sitting up in the front and the ladies were in front of me. And I said, who's tried this kind of diet? I started naming the diets, the South Beach diet and the Pritikin diet and the Atkins diet and the Master Cleanse and all these dozens of diets. Almost every diet I said, they'd raise their hand up. This one and that one and that one and the low carb and the high protein and all the rest and the keto and this, that, and the other. And then I asked them when it was all done with, did the diets work? And they all said, well, no. That's why we're here, because the diets didn't work. And I told them, well, we have a diet here that is guaranteed to work, 100% fail-proof. It is absolutely guaranteed to work. And of course, they all said, well, what is it? Give it to us. I said, before I do, let me just let me share a few things. So that's our lesson this morning, the diet that never fails. But before we get to that, let me share a few things. Today, the standard American diet. Let me show you a little chart. Let me flash up a little chart from the USDA that really tells you what the standard American diet consists of. And if you look, you notice that the animal products have a large percentage of the pie chart. But the overwhelmingly large percentage is processed foods. That's like refined carbohydrates, donuts, cookies, cakes, sweet things, potato chips. It could be savory too, not necessarily sweet. Potato chips, burgers, fries, these things that are processed foods. Animal products, that's everything from milk, dairy, cheese, eggs, meat. That's largely what Americans are eating. And if you notice in the small part on the pie chart, it says 12%. These are plant foods. So almost 90% of what the American public is eating may not be the healthiest food for you. If we consider the fact that most of the top 10 causes of deaths are dietary diseases, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, cancers. Often these are directly related to our diet. And so these dietary diseases, if you're going to address the problem, you have to go to the cause, and the cause is, it may just be the food we're eating. So if you're looking for a diet that will give you good health and at the same time help you to lose weight, then you found something when you find that diet. And I told the ladies that came to our program, I said, we have it here. And of course they wanted to know what it was. But before we talk about that diet, a couple of other questions. You're looking for a diet today. Everybody loves fiber, right? Fiber is the catchphrase. They advertise it, and this is high fiber, because we know that's a direct causal risk factor. It's a risk factor for breast cancer, prostate cancer, a lot of different diverticulosis, hemorrhoids, a lot of diseases, lifestyle diseases. You assist efforts to reverse it by eating a high fiber diet. So you got two kind of diets. This is the low fiber. This is the high fiber. Let's go with high fiber. You're looking for a diet that is high in phytochemicals, plant chemicals. An example, a tomato is high in lycopene, which has been scientifically proven to show that it is a prostate cancer inhibitor. So you got these phytochemicals. Diet low in phytochemicals, plant chemicals. Low in plant chemicals, high in plant chemicals. Let's go with high in plant chemicals, high in fiber. Now you got the diet that's high in cholesterol, leading risk factor for heart attacks and strokes, high cholesterol levels. One diet that's high in cholesterol, one diet that's in cholesterol. Something else to consider, these antioxidants, these cancer-fighting agents. You want a diet rich in antioxidants. This antioxidants over here, no antioxidants over here. You're looking for a diet that is very nutrient dense, right? Just full of nutrients. Nutrient dense over here, nutrient poor over here. Now you're looking for a diet that is calorie poor, low in calories. Now it's nutrient dense, but low in calories. Low in calories over here, high in calories, but nutrient poor over here. As you look at the two different options between that diet and this diet, over here, no cholesterol, low in saturated fat, high in phytochemicals, high in fiber, high in nutrients, low in calories. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a simple diet. So I told him, I said, look, our diet meets all these criteria. And let me share with you what it is. And so, I told him too, I made this like a funny boast. I said, you know, if you don't agree, I'll eat both my shoes. So one lady took me seriously and she said, all right, tell me what it is. And I said, well, let me tell you what it is. I said, what we're going to do, we're going to serve you lunch. We're going out to the garden. We're going to get a sweet potato, boom, cut that thing in half, put it in the oven, bake it, put it on the plate. That's it. We're going to get a carrot, scrub it up, put it in the steamer, put it on your plate. That's it. We're going to go out to the garden. We're going to go and get some, pick a fresh green salad, some lettuce, some kale, some bok choy. We're going to put some onions on it, some bell peppers. We're going to maybe put this and put that and cucumbers, and that's it. We're going to, and they just looked at me like I'd hit them with the baseball bat. And I said, that's our diet. We go out to the garden, we go out to the book of nature, and whatever you find out in that garden, you can bring it in and you can eat it, and that's our diet, and it never fails. Now, you got to bake it, boil it, steam it, eat it raw, never fry it. And that is the diet that never fails. It's a diet right out of the book of nature. It's food the way God made it. Unprocessed, unrefined. That is our lesson this morning. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain energy, if you're trying to lower your cholesterol, if you're trying to get your triglycerides to come down, your HDL to go up, your LDL to go down, you're trying to knock down some of your body mass, this is the diet. And it's so simple. And it's so easy. You can take the simple food out of the garden, make a good pizza out of it. You can make burgers. We make good oat burgers. You can just about make anything that people would call an unhealthy food, turn it into a healthy food from the garden. And today the catchphrase is whole food plant-based. That's whole food plant-based. Bake it, boil it, steam it, eat it raw. Don't fry it. Whole food plant-based. If you eat whole food plant-based, not only will it help you to lose weight, but it will help you to put a halt to diabetes and reverse it, put a halt to heart disease and reverse it, put a halt to arthritis and reverse it. If you don't have these lifestyle diseases, it'll prevent you from getting them. And now there are other things to consider as you look at the health package. There's exercise, getting to bed early, not smoking, not drinking. There are other things to consider. But the big consideration is the dietary answer to these dietary diseases. Dear friends, the whole food plant-based diet, it's a winner. And it gives you a lot of variety, and it makes you happy eating food like this. This is not denying yourself. This is not a starvation or sacrificial diet. This is eating like a king. I mean, we eat like kings and queens. And there's one more thing to consider. You have all these camps today. People divided up in these factions. Here's the high carb, here is the the low protein, you got all these different, I'm not going to go into all the different diets. But if you get representatives, ambassadors from all of those these dietary advocates from all the different diets, and you bring them into a room and sit them all at a table, every single one would agree that this is the right diet. Nobody would condemn a tomato. Nobody, I'm talking about all the people from all the different camps regarding different diets, nobody would say a tomato's bad for you. Nobody would say asparagus is bad. Nobody would say broccoli is bad. Now there might be some contention when it comes to certain processed foods and certain animal products. But the diet we advocate, God's diet from God's garden, nobody would condemn it. Everybody agrees this is good food and good for you. And that's worldwide. No matter where you go in the world, everybody says, and down in the Caribbean, mangoes are good, right? Over in Southeast Asia, I live there. Star fruit is good. The simple diet, right out of the garden, the way God made it. Now, when man touches it, when man refines it, processes it, then it is no longer that 5-star diet anymore. Often we take food and we'll do something. Maybe the next health hint we'll do on processed foods and try to see what the problem is. Why is it so dangerous to eat processed and refined foods? Let me define that. Add or take away. That's processing and refining. But why go with a second-class diet when you can have first class? I mean, the blueberries here, we got all kind of cherry tomatoes, we got green ones and red ones and black ones and purple ones, we got all kind of food. We have pears coming off the pear trees, we have apples coming in, we've got onions, we've got garlic, we've got leeks, we've got sweet potatoes, we've got squash, we got pumpkins, and it's all healthy. I'm 65 years old, my wife is 67. By God's grace, we hope to give a few more years of service back to our Master. So God bless you. You have a nice day. And let's eat to the glory of God.